Anong nangyari sa crypto? Mga ka-investa, for the past few weeks, marami tayong nakitang port snaps or screenshots ng mga gains ng tao sa cryptocurrency markets. Marami ang masaya, dumami ang mga cryptocurrency guru, at marami rin ang nag-start mag-trade or mag-invest sa cryptocurrency. Unfortunately ngayon, ang makikita natin ay sad memes tungkol sa crypto. That's because majority of the cryptocurrencies went down for as low as 40 to 60% from their recent highs. Ngayon, ang tanong, ano ang gagawin natin sa ganitong klaseng market? So tanungin natin si Toma Trader kung ano ang opinion niya about the crypto world right now, and let's ask him the question, should we buy the dip? Tara!
Alright, what's up mga ka-investa? Thank you Renzo for that introduction. And now, I'm sure the golden question in everyone's minds, right, is it time to buy the dip? And my personal opinion to that question is, hindi ko alam. So, sorry, medyo undramatic answer, no? But to be honest, as with anything that happens in the market, right, it's a game of probabilities and really, price will tell us the answer. And right now, I'm not really sure, di ba? Saan ba tayo aabutin sa Bitcoin? Is it going to bottom at 30,000? Is it gonna bottom maybe at 20,000? Really don't know. All we can do really, rather than anticipating, is really to react to what's happening. And I'm shooting this video Monday, right? May 24. This video will probably be released Wednesday, May 26. So, let's see what happens there. But do I think there'll be a big thing gonna happen by then? Di natin alam. Crypto is really crazy. But yeah, looking at this now, right? There's a few things I want to go over is, what's happening right now in the crypto market in my eyes. So what happened to the past leaders? What I'm trying to do now in this market, and just a few things that I've learned during this crypto deep volatile correction, diba? So first of all, if you guys, pag pinapanood yung mga charting sessions natin sa Investa, which we try our best to do every week. We at least we do it twice a month at the most, diba? Every week. Lagi ko ina-highlight na EMA50 this, EMA50, iniba ko lang yung itsura. So, yeah, EMA50 was a major support level for Bitcoin. And if you guys see, it finally, sabi ko, once that breaks, diba, it will be very significant trend change, diba, or change in trend. And then, after breaking down, we have a rising wedge trying to, medyo wedge yung pag-akyat, so medyo delix. And then finally, I think, when the tweet of Elon or whatever, but yeah, it caused a breakdown, and yun. From the peak, Bitcoin is already down at the most. Nung nag 30k yan, more or less mga 50% yung loss, no? So, and also at the same time, if we take a look at this structure, it actually also looks like a head and shoulders, or maybe a complex head and shoulders kasi dalawa yung left shoulder, diba? And then we have the neckline here, and then also if we look at the RSI, may malaking bear div na rin yan eh. Diba? So that's when price goes higher but RSI goes lower. So we have a lot of warning signs already. Diba? So signaling to us. Of course, nung nasa point pa na to, syempre kahit may bear div, malakas yung price. We still listen to price. But when the initial breakdown happened, and then nung umakyat siya ng pa-wedge, and then when we saw, yun nga, how the market reacted to Elon's tweet and everything, and then the final talagang breakdown for me was the break nung 50k or nung neckline na to, especially after yung short retest na 2 days dito, yeah. So it started a huge downtrend pagdating sa Bitcoin now. And right now, the biggest thing for BTC for me is to try to hold, right, itong 30k na level, major support level for BTC here. Kasi yan yung previous base eh. And dyan siya nagbabounce, now trying to stabilize in that area. But if unable to hold, probably the next would be 20k na, malayo pa, no? But yeah, now trying to hold above that 30k. And then, if we take a look at even the other leaders as well, grabe na yung binagsak, no? We have Matic, which went down from, yan, halos 70% na yung decline. We have, for example, Ethereum Classic, laki nung inakyat, pero grabe na rin yung binagsak. Almost, a lot of these names, 60 to 80% in decline. We have Cake, laki ng binagsak. We have Ethereum from mga 4 plus, right? Umabot ng below 2k, no? 60%. We have leaders like, for example, si Si ba mga leaders natin? Si, I think XLM was also one na malakas din. Pero ito, mas volatile na name eh. But yeah, you guys can more or less, for example, we put out BNB. You guys can more or less see the picture of what's happening in the crypto market. A lot of names just breaking down, declining big, 60 to 80% yung mga declines, diba? So grabe yung crash, no? And how am I approaching this kind of market? Syempre ako, hindi lang ako basta bibili ng dip just cause bumagsak yung price, no? Cause one thing I would never do is to buy a falling knife. Right? But now, if we actually look at, kaya may mga watchlist pa rin ako dito, nakalagay pa priority, no? So, if we actually try to look at what's happening, let's say now, my take on it is, we're seeing mga bounce plays happening right now, and to be honest, I also tried to get a few, kasi akala ko, kasi in great fear, may mga opportunities din syempre, but we have to trade it the right way with tight risk controls, diba? So the challenge with cryptocurrencies, number one, is really volatile. Number two is 24-hour market. And tinamaan ako ng 24-hour market because a lot of the trades I wanted to do happened nung tulog ako, diba? And di na ako nag-auto-order because prior to sleeping, medyo marami ako na-cut. Diba? Because I thought, okay, medyo similar to nung March 2020 when the global markets crashed. And then nung March, diba, sa PSE, even sa global, grabe yung recovery. So I thought, okay, maybe there's an opportunity here. For example, I tried to trade Matic. My logic was maraming volume dito, previous leader, a lot of eyes are on here, so baka may opportunity dito. And you know, my learning here was talagang hindi ako pang, to be honest, I'm not the best person to trade intraday, no? Kasi I have a tendency of, ito yung mga personal experience ko. I traded this just, today's Monday, I traded this just last night, di ba? Sabi ko, majority of the names kasi, they're approaching yung previous basis nila. So ito, grabe bagsak. So, nung ako, wala pa siya sa green level na to, I was like, okay, baka mag-stabilize there. Even if we look at names like Cake, di ba, nag-stabilize nga siya. Ito, tulog ako nung nangyayari, but yeah, nag-stabilize. JC likes to call this going back to your roots, nag-stabilize at this area. We have names, for example, like Luna as well. Right, stabilizing. Doon sa support na previous base, medyo nag-overshoot pa nga eh. ETH as well. Ayun o, na-highlight ko na pala. But ayun nga, nag-overshoot. Ano ba yung itinrade ko kahapon? I think I also traded this one. Ito rin, di ba, nag-overshoot ng onte tapos bumawi. But at the time, yan yung inaabangan ko. Yung mga previous leaders, declining towards yung dating base, yung dating support, yung mga bases nila. Di ba, we have, ano ba yung mga nandito? Example, Atom USDT. So, ito yung theme, right? Karamihan, ganyan yung itsura. But I only traded a few. And I wanted to focus on those on my volume. So, one was Matic. Maybe I can just show a few. Ay, sorry. Wait lang. This happens sometimes. Medyo bagay yung laptop ko. So, I traded a few. Isa si Matic. So, ito, tinry ko tirahin dito. Akala ko magmo-momentum. Tatry break yung piso. Pero yun, napakat din. And then, eventually, tanggalin ko itong color green. Wala eh. Grabe pa yung binagsak. 30%. And then, nung tulog ako, ayun na, nag-setup na inverse head and shoulders. Tapos umakyat. So, yan yung, yan yung, 24-hour market. Ang hirap i-trade. Right? Hirap i-trade lahat ng moves. Lalo na, if it's gonna happen during your sleep. And ako, given na I traded this one kasi ETH tsaka Sol USDT, napakat talaga ako, right? I think I traded Matic 3 times pa nga, 3 cut. So, ayun. One thing I personally learned is that you can't really control 24-hour market. Ganun talaga. Super important yung cut loss. Diba? Kasi if you can imagine, umakyat nga todo, but if I did cut my losses when I had an average, I think at 0.90, halos 30% din yung loss ko bago siya bumawi. Bumawi siya, but ganun talaga, you can't get everything. And at the same time, one thing that also I learned again was I'm really not the best to trade intraday. It's not really something I'm super good at, no. It's because I have a tendency to overtrade. As you can see, 3 beses ko tinrade to si Matic, and I had 2 positions kay ETH USDT. I think dito, somewhere around here, I was trading around this range. Tapos nag-breakdown. Buti na lang, may auto-cut ako. And then, even today, right, I traded a few. I tried to trade cake. I think I'm holding to one more position now, which is si Luna. Yeah, di pa natuto, no? So, I'm holding to, matigas si ulo eh. So, I'm holding on to Luna. I think I bought it somewhere around here. So, yeah, more or less still above my cost. Diba? But yeah, I've lost more than I've made during the past 2 days. I think na 3 or 4 VAR ako. I tried to... Tinrade ko ba to? Hindi ata. But yeah. The biggest thing I learned talaga during this crash is, I mean, grabe yung time frame na ginagamit ko, no? 5 minutes. But if we look at sobrang micro, but if we just look at the bigger picture, right? We see all of these previous leaders breaking down big, right? All the alts declining 60-80%. Really, there's a few things you can do, and that's what I'm going to highlight now, right? So, if you look at all of the alt leaders, talagang pareho yung theme, no? Decline 50-80%. So, going back to the chart of BTC. So, what can you do now in this type of market environment, right? So, there's really a few things you can do. Number one is you can stay in cash. Diba? So, by stay in cash, parang ang boring naman. Because as a trader, you also have to know when to stay out of the market. Diba? Especially, diba? The perennial saying is, the trend is your friend. And as we can see, super obvious, especially with the alts, the trend is currently not in our favor. Diba? And it's going down. But, so if ano ka, syempre, volatile yung crypto, yung nga, 24/7, if you're more of sana a trend follower, hindi nagagana yung gano'n na approach ngayon, you can stay in the sidelines, you can withdraw some profits you made in the bull run, you can transfer it to other markets if you want to, or you can just stay in cash and wait for the next opportunities to arrive based on your strategy. The next thing you can do is you can wait for the capitulation. Or meaning, wait for the major bounce or major reversal. Just like what happened in March 2020 sa PSE, diba? Ang daming reversals, ang daming major bounce plays. And that's what I was trying to do. But, ayun nga, it's not my style. Medyo pinilit ko. I thought makakuha ko. Napakat ako. I learned my lesson. Di naman mali. But, maybe I should have not micro down to the 5-minute time frame. And maybe I should have lessened my size because I'm a bit heavy on a few of those positions. So yun nga, na 3 VAR ako dun. Pero ganoon talaga, tuition, diba? Learning experience. And the third thing really, so yeah, you can wait. The second, you can wait for the capitulation to happen or the bounce because when major panic happens, marami ring opportunity dun. I think Warren Buffett was the one who said, parang be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy, diba? And ayun, now I think there's a lot of fear in the market, so potentially, I'm not sure yet, but there might be some opportunity, especially when we actually bottom already, diba? And last, but of course, wag mo pilitin pag hindi yung style mo. Then number 3 is you can go short. So I know a lot of great traders in the community who went short Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other altcoins intraday. Right? And solid. Right? Super kudos to everyone who was able to go short. Diba? Marami the big short. And I think Berio, I'm not sure if si JM, one of our co-founders, is one of them, but I know si Berio na short is si Bitcoin ata. So, going short means you bet that price goes lower. And I'm sure a lot of us know that already. So, these are the 3 things you can do, diba? But now, the problem lang for me, personally, the reason why I didn't go short is because when we go through uptrends kasi, for example, let's use cake as an example, di ba? What do we notice sa kapag uptrending yung market? We notice that the pullbacks are not super deep, hindi to the point kung tama yung entry mo, not to the point na you're gonna get stopped out. Right? We have a decline, we have a 22% decline. Of course, crypto to, no? So medyo grabe yung decline. Pero kung mababa yung base mo, okay. But just looking at the price, hindi siya yung sobrang grabe yung pullback. Even looking at BTC, right, the pullbacks aren't super shallow, diba? It's above the moving averages. Hindi siya sobrang volatile. Pag nag-pullback, pag leader, umangat naman. Right? For example, even if we take a look at Matic again, right, we have consolidations, right? It doesn't go below the moving averages, at least in some cases, no? Yeah, for example, here, if you look at this part of the chart kay Polkadot, you guys see my point, diba? So, ang ganda. You can hold diba, through, you guys can hold through those corrections. Oh, sorry, biglang nag-brown out ata or something. But yeah, you guys, so I hope di mawala yung internet ko. Hindi, nag-record naman. So yun. So, you guys can more or less hold, diba, through these pullbacks, through these corrections. So, ano ba? For example, ang daming coins, nakalimutan ko lahat. For example, PhilUSDT, diba? So, you guys can see that. But the problem is, if you're going short, diba, mas volatile yung environment compared to kapag uptrending, mas parang staircase paakyat eh. But if you're going short, to use Matic as an example again, grabe yung mga bounce, diba? So if you're going short, really the target is to sell or to buy back or to close a short position into strength or into weakness rather, diba? Mahirap mag-trend follow pag pa-short kasi yung mga bounce matitindi. For example, here the bounce was 100% from the low. And then here we have another bounce from low to high. That would be more or less almost 100% as well. Maybe let's take up ADA as another example. Here we have a strong bounce. So that's the difference. And that's why I don't go short. I would much rather, for me, stay out or stay in cash, diba? But I tried to go for the capitulation, pero yun, napaaga ako. But yeah, if you're a more active trader, gamay mo yung pag-short, go ahead, diba? May opportunities din doon. But no, if it fits your personality. For me personally, parang if I were to go short, kailangan sobrang precise yung entry ko. And ako talaga ako doon, profit objective rather than trend following it. Etong Bitcoin medyo okay to short eh, kasi tuloy-tuloy lang yung bagsak, wala pang super grabe na bounce. Unlike sa mga alts. But yeah. But at the end of the day, diba, regardless of what we're going to do in this market environment now we have in crypto, the most important thing really that we learn right now is risk management. Everything risk management in terms of setting your cut loss, because crypto is very volatile. It can crash, just like this and grabe yung binagsak. If you don't have a cut loss, diba, GG ka na, right? And under risk management is also proper position sizing. Di mo pwede mag-all in. At the same time, may leverage. Ako personally, I'm more risk focused and I don't use leverage. Why? Because personally, I know na I might overtrade, diba, with leverage. Diba? Without leverage nga, medyo nag-overtrade ako. So it's proper use of leverage, and I'm part of Open Journal and we don't really advocate the use of leveraging, no? Kasi risk management you focus, but leverage is not wrong. It's not bad to use as long as you use it the right way, diba? But yeah, risk management is really important. Under that, cut loss, setting your auto stops, and proper position sizing and proper use of leverage, diba? So at the end of the day, it all boils down to that. Because yes, the crypto market is really strong, but now it's not only about how much you can make, but now how much of the profits can you keep, diba? And how can you protect your capital through these tough environments? That's what I believe makes or breaks, diba? Or defines rather a great trader. So now, my focus really now is more on staying on the sidelines. I have one micro position, but yeah, staying more on the sidelines. Waiting for the market to ease up, diba? To see what the environment is going to look like in the coming weeks. And yeah, mostly to stay majority in cash and be patient for the opportunity. So yun lang naman. But again, remember, risk management is the name of the game. So yeah, that's my take on the whole. And by the way, last na before I end, another thing we all need, diba, to know or to do is to take responsibility of our trades. Because I know a lot of people who start blaming naman si Elon, no, na ba yan, nag-tweet pa kasi, yan tuloy, bumagsak yung market. But at the end of the day, the market will do what the market's gonna do regardless of a tweet or regardless of whatever. Right? And at you as a trader, kahit ilang beses mo sisihin or i-DM mo pa si Elon, Tito Elon, na bakit mo tinweet yun, ganun, wala. It is what it is. It's what happened. It's how the market reacted. And we have to take responsibility of our trades, of our performance, because it's our capital. No one's gonna take care of it except us. As traders, we need to be good stewards of our capital and we need to be risk managers first. We need to protect our capital because, as sabi nga sa Market Wizards, a book ni Jack Swagger, the great traders focus on taking care of the downside because they know the upside will take care of itself. So yeah, that's everything I have to say on the crypto market right now. Diba? Again, what can you do? You can stay in cash, you can wait for the capitulation, or you can go short. But around all of those things, the most important thing we need to practice and embody in ourselves right now is proper risk management. And that's cutting our losses and proper position sizing and proper use of leverage. And let's avoid overtrading. So that's it. Hopefully, and congrats to those nakapag-short. Congrats to those nakapag-take ng profit. And hopefully, mag-ingat tayo lahat sa market ngayon sa medyo volatile. So that's it for me. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
So that's his opinion on the cryptocurrency markets right now. Kayo mga ka-investa, agree ba kayo or hindi? Let me know in the comments below. Write down your thoughts and we'd love to hear from you mga ka-investa. And see you in the next video.